When considering the assets that the Hillsborough County School Board would have, we were able to compile an extensive list of what critical assets we'd be working with. The software assets are pretty standard and would include servers that would be running Active Directory for user management and a mail server for communications. The school board also runs meetings on a weekly basis, and so they have minutes and agendas that we need to protect. Those are our most valuable intellectual property. We also have presentation software and firewalls, which are strong assets to protect against threats. We also took into account physical assets, from our slide you can already see that we're ready to consider anything the school board might have in our consultation. The services are also something that we need to provide security for, as the public has access to meetings and the protection of the payload of airings on television, as well as where the webcasts are saved and accessed from online. For the threat module, we utilize the three key principles of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. As we have public visiting our facility, we need to take into account identifying and providing authentication to the proper people. Social engineering is what we need to combat in this aspect. We will do this through authentication and authorization, and by using multiple layers of it. As we ensure that people aren't accessing things that they shouldn't be looking at, we also need to ensure the integrity of all our intellectual property, which will be the school board minutes and agendas. We will have to come up with ways to stop an attack, such as a man-in-the-middle attack, or other ways that someone may want to grab our data and change it without us knowing or having consent. Tampering will be combated through encryption of our data, like checksums, and we also have backups so we can restore data if it is tampered with. Uptime is always paramount, and we cannot lose any of our availability. The major threat here is lost bandwidth or bottlenecking, which can impede our services. We have many ways to combat this, such as load balancing our bandwidth, or having many nodes on a topology that will provide good redundancy in the event that a router does go down. We will also implement RAID and offsite backups as another means to restore data as efficiently as possible and reduce downtime of our services if the data was tampered with. Securing the network through firewalls and proxy servers are also a good way to stop attacks and threats to our uptime as well.
A CISSP certification is an excellent way to educate employees in each of the ISC squared domains. These domains include security and risk management, asset security, security engineering, communications and network security, identity and access management, security assessment and testing, security operations, as well as software development security. The cost of a CISSP certification is very reasonable when the benefits are considered. $800 to $1,000 upfront and an additional $85 a year is a drop in the bucket compared to the $7.7 million the school board spends in a year, and even the $66,000 to $93,000 salary of a senior IT analyst. The threats IT systems face are growing more sophisticated with every day. Obtaining a CISSP certification helps to ensure that your employees are up to date on the newest threats, allowing them to better defend against them. In the event that a threat does go undetected, CISSP education also instructs methods of disaster recovery and contingency plans. A long-term network outage for the school board of Hillsborough County would be catastrophic, costing millions of dollars, as well as interfering with the education of hundreds of thousands of students. In order to be eligible to obtain a CISSP certification, you must first have 5 years of paid experience in the IT field, with specialized experience in at least 2 of the 8 ISC squared domains mentioned earlier. Once someone is eligible for a CISSP certification, they must first pass a 6-hour-long, 250-question examination with a minimum of 70% correct. After the exam is passed, they must subscribe and follow the ISC squared Code of Conduct and Ethics for the entirety of their certification. They must also continue their education by submitting 40 continuing education credits per year. This helps to ensure that your employees are up to date on the most recent threats.
Smart cards and PINs are the evolution of simple passwords. They have stronger authentication for physical and network access throughout facilities. Each card has a public key encryption. The private keys make it harder to tamper with the keys. The smart cards are not susceptible to attacks that would normally harm an OS. and each card stores user credentials that would reduce the cost that would normally be there when you maintain passwords in Active Directory. The smart cards have a multi-factor encryption that takes into account what you have, which is the smart cards, and what you know, which would be the pins. The smart cards also combat threats such as brute force attacks, sniffers, and keylogging. The cost analysis of smart cards. Smart cards would only cost roughly around $60 per user when considering the cost of the cards and the cost of the readers. If compromised, it would cost thousands to limit the damage. It could cause unpredictable downtime for possibly days, costing millions in operating costs as the school board spends around $7 million a day. The average facility does not take the proper precautions. Added with the fact that hackers are becoming increasingly creative, smart cards are becoming a necessity. Implementation. Some of the major components to implementing smart cards include server-side software capable of handling smart card authentication, end-user machines equipped with smart card readers, and the smart cards themselves, which are similar to modern chip and pin credit cards, and then implementing magnetic strips for each door. They are easier on server-side equipment, and the reoccurring cost is significantly low.
As a school board is not the first thing you think of a malicious attacker going for, the day-to-day security will be minimum and tedious. For this reason, constant monitoring is important, and the best way to keep up on monitoring our network will be through maintaining logs through a intrusion detection system. With this technology, we will be able to look out for security attacks, as well as maintain logs of managerial functions. The best benefit here is that it will detect and alert you if there is someone trying to impede our network, as it will also log any suspicious behavior that you can bring up any time if you have an issue. It is also beneficial for managing your regular procedures or even troubleshooting non-malicious problems with your network. I think McAfee said it best when they said that it is cheaper to purchase an intrusion prevention system than the costs that would be associated if your system was attacked. A one-time investment can potentially save millions of dollars that could be lost if an attack was not caught in time. Out of the money the school board spends daily, the investment is minuscule as well as worth it. Implementing an IDS is easy enough, and the first would be preparing your network for such a system. Then you must choose which IPS would be the most beneficial for your needs. The upfront cost would be somewhere from $1,000 to $60,000 depending on which one you choose to use in your system. The recurring costs afterwards would be very low and would only include the cost of training employees and fixing any failures to the IDS. For the school board, as we have networks for each district, a sensor for each network, which would cost from anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000, would be sufficient. After our research of what security controls would be most important for the school board of Hillsborough County, we believe you would benefit most from an intrusion detection system, giving employees smart cards, and having employees test out and be certified with a CISSP.